It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior Live. I'll be your host today. Please put in the chat where you're from and who you are. When we start reviewing the news articles, if you want to look at our Facebook page, just click here and you can follow the articles along as we go. See you in a moment. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Tech for Senior Live. This is April the 27th, 2023. It's a great day in Comox, British Columbia on Vancouver Island where I am. It's sunny, hot, and it's going to be a great day. And we have a great show for you today. We'll be with you here for about the next hour, and we're going to talk about tech news, all the tech news of the week. And we have amassed at great expense an international group of experts for you to talk about the news of the day. And they're all wondering, who the heck is this we're talking about? And I'm going to introduce them all in just a minute, but I wanted to tell you who we are and certainly how we got here. And we, of course, are a group of seniors from our Monday show, which is Tech for Senior. And that's our big show on Monday. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's a great show, and we're in our fourth season now. We've done it this will be our fourth year. It's very popular. It's on Monday, and you can certainly get. I'll just put our website up here for you, and you can get all the information you want at www.techforsenior.com. Now, it is a Zoom meeting on Monday. And I already see that we have some people logged into our Zoom meeting hoping to watch the show. But I have to keep telling everybody, we'll see you Monday. This is not a Zoom meeting. We broadcast this out through StreamYard, and it goes out to Facebook and to our YouTube channel as a live broadcast. So if you're over there on our Zoom meeting waiting for the show to start, we'll see you on Monday. Come back over to our website and you'll see a big red button on the front of the screen, and it'll say take you to the show, and it'll click that and you'll go to the right place. So if you're over there, please do that and you'll be part of the show. We do tape this show. We tape it, and it will be available for replay on our YouTube channel. We also have a newsletter we send out twice a week. If you want to keep updated on all our happenings, of which there are many, we can certainly sign up. It's free. It's ad-free. We don't charge for it. It's a good newsletter, and you can get it twice a week. We have some great articles, and again, you can get that on www.techforsenior.com. I think that's about it as far as who we are and where. Oh, and of course, we're all over the country. We're not all in one studio. So I just want to go and I want to quickly introduce everybody. We got a lot of articles to go through this week. There's a lot of news. So I don't want to belabor the point too much, but I do want to introduce our hardworking staff. And the first one, of course, is my partner who started Tech for Senior with me, Huey Popluck, and he's from Bradenton, Florida. Welcome, Huey. And we have a big day today, right?
Yeah, we have Learning Chromebook right after this.
Exactly. This is our Facebook website. We have we're going to be doing a 1-hour show. We've been doing this now for 2 years. maybe we're even in our third year. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're past.
We got into our third year. I guess
Mhm.
we'll have to look at that maybe.
It's
Anyway,
been a long time.
it'd
Yeah.
be a long time. That's right. We do a 1 hour show each month on Chromebooks, and we have a great show today. Lots of interesting things we're going to show you on using Chromebooks. So if you want to come along, you can. You do have to register, although it's free, but you can get all the information at Tech for Senior, and you can do that for us. And then, of course, we have Bob Gusticia from Los Lunas, New Mexico. Bob, of course, is, I was going to say our security expert, and he is our security expert. He does security news updates. But man, he's so smart. He must do 4 or 5 videos on different topics every week. He's just like a day. Yeah, he's a very prolific, knowledgeable person. So, Bob, we are certainly it is an honor and a privilege to have you on the show today.
Thank you for the compliment. Like you, compliments are always accepted and appreciated.
All right. And of course, we have our Ray Baxter from Pine, Arizona. Now, Ray, of course, is our music director on the show. When we started the show on Monday, we never envisioned music as being part of the show. And then one time we said, well, let's have Ray on and let's get him to play a song and see what happens. And then our readership went up. Everybody started liking Ray more than the rest of us. And we said, what are we going to do? So we now have a formal music outro on the show, and it's probably the most popular part of the show. And it's Ray's been doing it now for 3 years, I guess. And Ray is also a great guy. And he promotes music clubs around across the United States. He's also the president of APCUG and the treasurer, and he has recently had both his cataracts done. So he's coming to us 3 days post-op, and he can hardly see, but he got his articles on time and ready. He's just a hardworking guy, and he's supposed to be the nicest person you'll ever meet. So that's your introduction, Ray.
Well, thank you very much, Ron. Thanks to you, and I'm going to add the compliments that Bob did. Thanks to you, I don't have a life.
He just keeps working and working and working. There you go. Well, that's actually, we were talking about that earlier because Huey's doing the show on Monday. I get Monday off, so this is going to be a nice weekend, and I actually have some yard work to do. There is a life other than sitting in looking at a computer screen, right?
Yeah. Sometimes.
So, yes. So that's great. Now, Huey, have we got? Oh, for all you that are out there listening, one of the problems with doing it this way is we have no idea who's out there. Like we don't understand. We can't see who you are. So if you put in the chat maybe who you are, what your name is, and where you're from, any questions you have or anything you want to say, that's just great. And then we'll acknowledge you. And we give you a really big clap and yay cheer if you're the first if you've never been on the show, if you just stumbled on the show, and we'll be really happy to give you a big welcome. But I want to tell you something. So Huey, before we get to everybody, I want to just show you something, everybody, something here before we start introducing all the guests that are listening. And I was at Costco, and I went to and I was in the food aisle. I'm always looking at spices and stuff like that, and I saw this spice, and it was called truffle Parmesan black garlic, and I thought this looks really interesting, and I bought this actually because I thought it would be an interesting a spice to try. But the real reason I bought it was on the back of it. If you look, and where is it from? And you would have thought it was from France or Paris, but it's from Waukegan, Illinois. So we have, I'm learning, like I'm a slow learner, but now I think I can pronounce Waukegan properly, right?
Perfectly, Ron.
Did I do a good job?
Proud of you.
So all through the store on Tuesday when I was going around. They all know me at Costco, and I said, "How do you pronounce this?" And I had to. There was Waukegan, Wukanon, going on and on and on. And so I want to let you know, if you're listening from Waukegan, I'm an ambassador for you at our local Costco, and I'm getting everyone there to say the name correctly. All
Very
right.
good. Very good. That's true.
Very good. There you go. And that's why I bought it, was because it's from Waukegan, Illinois. All right.
You're going to get corrected on something else today too.
Oh, is that? So
Yeah.
I hope our readers from Waukegan are here today. All right. Have you got who's up there for us listening?
All right. First and foremost,
Jolyn, great. Yeah, Jolyn's of course is a good friend of ours. She's going to help us with our learning Chromebook session today. She does a lot of computer work. She's the guru of gurus for tech support, and a great person. Thanks for listening, Jolyn.
Yeah, and she did a nice a presentation to her user group, and I watched a lot of the tape
on Gmail.
On Gmail.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the tape, but I watched the video.
Yeah.
And
Gerald Smith, sunny Seattle. Yes, indeed, 60. And it's going to get better. Gerald, it's going to be nice this weekend. Really, really nice.
It's 85 right now here in Bradenton.
Yeah, but it's
going to 87 though.
Jolyn says overcast 69 on Hilton Head Island. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan. Liz Milford, hi from sunny Ohio. Ed says 55 degrees, drizzling in central New Jersey. Ivana from San Antonio, 64 degrees and sunny. Jolyn says, I think it was Bob or Huey who mentioned an AI site that lists all the new AI apps being introduced. I just can't seem to find it, and I saved that info.
There's an app for that.
There's an AI for that.
Right.
I'm sorry. Yes. I actually put the link in on the private chat because we can't share links in StreamYard with those in the audience, unfortunately.
So can Jolyn see that then? Will she be able to see
No.
No.
There's an AI for that.com.
Okay, I've got Jolyn's email. I'll send it over. Jolyn, I'll send you the email for it. I'll copy it. I'll copy it over and I'll send it to you. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington. Yes, 68 degrees. Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 51 degrees. Steve, Ron, you're still taping?
Yeah, you said we tape the show. We don't tape it. We don't have. I don't have a tape recorder anymore.
Proper term is record.
We
record
digitally record it. We
have
little digits out there.
Now, are you guys getting picky? Is this not getting a little picky? I mean, us old people taping. I guess young people wouldn't know what taping was, would they? They wouldn't know it.
Yeah, and same thing for dialing a phone.
That's right. They wouldn't know what dialing is. Did you see that video? I should maybe play that on our Monday show. This lady in England got gave an old rotary dial phone to her 14-year-old and said, can you dial with this? And it was so weird to look at him trying to dial this rotary phone. Did you guys see that video? It was really funny.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of YouTube clips that show children using old technology. And it's, whether there be a tape recorder or any of the things that we grew up with, it's a riot to watch their reaction.
Edie, Taylor, Richard, Sunshine 56. 56 in Prescott, going up to 80. So I guess you're having a nice time of it there, right?
Oh yeah, we're about the same weather here as in Prescott.
Richard, 60 degrees now, and will be 83 later on. Monrovia, Canada. Oh no, sorry, it's California. Richard, could you be more clear on that in the future?
He says that every week. He tells us. He's good.
Charlie, 51 degrees down here in Trenton, New Jersey.
It's Clark.
Oh, Clark. What is it, Clark? Yeah. Oh, I thought it was going to get out of the state. Yeah. I thought I was going to get through without a mistake today.
Put your glasses on. Oh, you
Colin
got them
says,
on.
Ron, no, really? At Costco? Yeah, it's pretty cool. That spices at Costco. Yeah. JJ, good job from Waukegan. Yeah, there you go.
Good,
There
you
you
like
go.
that?
Did you know you can buy those spices? Yeah, there you go, JJ. Sally says it's getting warmer. TFS needs more likes. Yeah, hit that like button. Give us some likes. That'd be great. Thank you. Richard says, Ron, when aren't you at Costco?
Very good.
Yes, well, I don't live very far from it, so it's easy to pop over there. Thank you, guys. Jolin, we'll see you at Learning Chromebooks too. Thank you for giving.
Yeah, the Costco's near me are not near me. The ones that clear at the other end of Bradenton, and there's one down in Sarasota. It's not convenient at all. Yeah. So I'm a member of Sam's Club.
Yeah,
and they just celebrated their 10th anniversary, and my subscription or my membership had lapsed, so I got a year for $10.
I really like, in Mesa I used to go to Sam's Club over at Costco. Costco was so busy in Mesa. It was a nutso place. It was just crazy. But I like Sam's Club. Sam's Club was great. I really liked it. They had this, the coolest thing was they had, you could do all your checkout online. So you just put the stuff in your buggy, you scanned it, and you didn't have to go through any of the checkouts. It just billed it to your credit card. And when you went, the little guy at the end of the store where they check you out as you're going out, you just showed a QR code, and he scanned that QR code, counted your things in your buggy, and off you went. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't add that app to my phone, so I still go. But their checkouts the self-checkout is really easy.
Get the app. It's so much fun. And the other nice thing is it keeps a running total, so you can say, whoa, I've bought enough here. Time to go home. Yeah. So, all right. Is that it? Did we go through everyone?
Oh, no. Let's see.
Did we do everyone?
Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
John says, got it. Yeah. Okay. And JJ says 54 degrees in Waukegan. And that was a good job in pronouncing the name. Maybe, do you think I could be a local there? Maybe, do you think they'd think I was a local if I was there?
Not quite.
Not quite. Neil Forrester. Hi from street in Somerset, England. Rain, 54 degrees. Looking forward to bank holiday this weekend. Now, Neil's been here before, hasn't he?
Yes,
I'm sure. Otherwise, we'd give you the big round of applause. But I think
we can still
away from England, so far away. We'll give you the big round of applause because
they made a long trip. He deserves applause.
He did. Yes, yeah. Exactly. All right. So. Couple of articles we wanted to talk about today before we get on to the news articles. There's an article that came out, and this was about refurbished phones, and it says Apple sales of refurbished iPhones saw double-digit growth in 2022, up to nearly half of all refurbished smartphone sales in 2022 were iPhones. So I thought that was interesting. I've never bought a refurbished phone, so I thought I'd ask you guys what you thought of refurbished phones. But before we do that, just to let everyone know, and I made you a little video clip, but the Apple Store, if you go to the Apple Store, and I'll show you the Apple Stores here, I think this is running, and it's going to come down in a minute. This is a Shop iPhone, and this is right off the Apple Store. And as we come down here, just give it a sec here. We're going to scroll down. And here we are, Shop refurbished Apple products backed by a 1-year warranty. So I thought, yeah, it's right there. It's right on the Apple Store. So have you ever bought a refurbished phone?
I didn't buy a refurbished phone, but I did buy a refurbished iPad from Apple.
Oh, did you? Okay.
And I've had it long enough now that I can't update it anymore. It's so old. But when I bought it, it was relatively new, and I've used it now for years, and I've never had a problem with it.
So that was a good deal. Bob, What about you? Have you ever bought a refurbished phone?
Not a phone, no. Computer, yes. Phone, no.
Oh yeah, you did it. But now you've had good luck with that. Did you have good luck?
Yeah,
with that?
I'm on that computer right now. It's an HP, an i7 with 32 gigs of RAM. Of course, it didn't have monitor or keyboard or any of the other stuff. It was just the computer. But I paid $400 for it.
Did you buy it from HP?
I don't know. I got it through Amazon,
Ah,
but it
okay.
is an HP.
An HP.
It's
Cool.
refurbished. Yep.
All right. And Ray, what about any experiences? So you both Huey and Bob have had good experience with refurbished equipment. What about you, Ray? Any refurbished?
I almost always try to buy refurbished.
Oh, really?
Not a phone. Phones for the I've sold an old phone, but I've never bought a phone. But as an example, the two most recent desktops that I purchased are similar to Bob, are similar kind of specs from their HP Hewlett Packard desktops, but I buy them from this company in Colorado. And here's my key: when buying refurbished, it must be refurbished by an entity that's certified by the manufacturer. Yep. I don't want just Joe Blow doing it. I want it to be done by somebody who's certified by the actual manufacturer. They're several $100s less than what you would buy. The only negative is, in the case of computers, you don't have a year warranty. You get a 90-day warranty. But I look at it that if somebody is now checked this over a second time and is telling me it's good to go, I don't need to worry too much about a 90-day warranty instead of a year.
I bought a third-party warranty to go along with that used, or not used, but refurbished. And I paid something like $50 for 3 years. So good. $400 for the computer, which should have cost $1,600 or $1,700, and $50 for the extended warranty. I'm already past the point where this warranty would have kicked in, so I certainly got my money's worth.
Yeah.
This is also the one that automatically updated itself to Windows 11, and it's not supposed to run Windows 11, but it's still on Windows 11. Yeah. Insider with the latest updates.
So Jolyn says, I've had very good luck with refurbished towers and then later with laptops from Tiger Direct, Newegg, and Amazon. So she's done 3 different services and has good luck with refurbished as well. Well, I thought I'd just bring that up because maybe people don't understand that you can actually buy and save some money with refurbished equipment. So I thought that might be a good thing to talk about. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and I wanted just to show you this, just where did I put it here?
While you're looking for that, I would like to say something about refurbished. We have a refurbishing group, part of the Sarasota Technology User Group, and where we get old computers. And then there's several people in the group. They meet, we've got a rented space, and we refurbish them and then give them to nonprofits, people who, or through nonprofits to people who need a computer to work, to go to school, whatever. And we're close to, I can't remember whether it was 1,000 or 10,000 we've given away. It must be 10,000. But anyway, we've given a lot away over the years, and we continue to do so.
Wonderful service. Wonderful service. That's great. Absolutely. Now, the other one I want to talk about is a product. Well, really what I want to talk about is AI and all the apps. We alluded to this earlier of all the new software that's coming out that's AI generated, and they all want to charge you $50 or $100 a month to use it, right? It's a big deal. It's very productive and so on and so forth. And I wanted to give you just a little take on one that I used, and it's called Writer, RYTR. It's called Writer. And I used this about 1.5 years ago before ChatGPT came out. And I paid for a couple of months, I paid about $50 a month to use it. And it was spectacular. Like, we didn't have ChatGPT when I was using this. I'm looking and I'm writing something. Oh my man, this is great, right? And so then, of course, ChatGPT came out, and I'm thinking, this is crazy. Why am I paying Writer to do this when I can do all this with something for free? Well, long and the short, it happened. And then what happened about 2 months ago, Writer sent me a message and said, hey, we haven't seen you for a while. And you know what you paid for 1 month, you can now get a whole year for subscriptions. They've dropped their prices a lot to try and get people coming. And then they sent me this email this morning and said, hey, we'll we'll give you another 20% off. So here's the code, and we'll give you another 20% off. And it's getting cheaper and cheaper. But I was saying to Bob earlier today is that Microsoft is going to be putting, like, all this is incorporated into other products that I already pay for, and I already pay for Office, and it's going to be incorporated in there. So I guess what I'm trying to say is keep an open mind about this, because there's a lot of this is all being incorporated in different products that we probably already have. So before you go and spend some money on something, think about what it is that you want to do with it, because you may be paying for that anyway. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah, and there's some free services. There's still some that are free. Writer does still have a free plan.
It does.
You get 10,000 letters, I think, not words but letters a month, and so many words. So you can use it a few times during the month, and then it gets replenished again. And so some of them have some plans that you can get around paying for.
Right. But I'm going to tell you, when they put AIs coming into Office and Word, and that's going to really make things slick. I think it's really going to make things slick. So
it'll also be there not too long from now in the Google products.
Yeah,
they'll also have AI built in.
Yeah.
And actually, not Chat GPT, but Bard has been doing pretty good, provided you do lots of fact checking.
Yeah.
So
Bard doesn't have the limitations that Chat GPT has. Okay, so sometimes it's a good alternative.
Right.
Provided you check.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's do some articles. Let's get on with people. People came to listen to us review these news articles. We better get on to work. Off to work we go. Hi ho, right?
Yep.
All right, let's before we do that, any further comments, Huey? Anything?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know if I did this one or not.
Yep.
I did that one. Okay, but she's got a couple more here.
HHICC was able
to. That's a Hilton Head Island Computer Club.
I was able to do that, but many years ago, we filled a container full of refurbished towers in mid-90s to send to Bosnia after the war ended. John says, we don't have the people interested in tinkering like that much anymore. Yeah, I always think that would be a fun job, and that would, because I just don't take computers apart and really know much about the insides of them, but that would be certainly fun to do. All right, let's share my screen, and we will get this done here. And I guess we'll leave you guys on the side. Is that okay, or do you want to go on the bottom, or what?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, right?
As long as you make it big enough so people can see.
We'll see how we do here. Let me just refresh this to see how we do.
You are refreshed.
But you're not refreshing.
Yeah. All right, we come down here. Was this? Photos. Down here. Bob, you rascal. You did it. You sneaky guy. You got the first one. All right. Let me, Bob, just hold on. Whoa. Just before you get going, just so people know, if you want to follow along, this is our, I'm going to leave this up just for a sec, Bob. If you want to follow along with the news articles, you can actually see them on our Facebook page as we go through them. So if you want to pop over there, that is the link. Just go to just type Tech for Senior in Facebook and you'll find us. Okay, Bob, go ahead.
Microsoft Edge feature is sharing the sites you visit with Bing, which is a potential privacy issue in Edge. This needs to be addressed as soon as possible. And if you don't want to pass all the websites you visit in Edge onto Bing, make sure that you make the necessary changes until, I assume, eventually Microsoft will actually do something in Edge so it no longer does this. Currently, if you're using Edge, you're sharing every site you visit with Bing. And this video will show you how to make the change so that no longer happens.
Thank you, Bob. Now, this was confusing to me this morning, but I thought if I'm confused, maybe you guys can help me with this. Did you guys see this article? Microsoft 365 apps are all moving to a new domain. In other words, it's all going to be, all your emails are going to be changed, and it's going to be outlook.cloud.microsoft. Did you guys see this? And all the different Microsoft products are all going to be moving to this new domain. And I thought, you got, like, it doesn't, I don't care because I'm Gmail, but I mean, if you have a Microsoft account, this is all going to really be sort of confusing.
Did you like the old adage, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Did you guys see this morning? Like this?
No, I hadn't seen that. And
all right, well,
but it doesn't surprise me. I did see an article, and maybe somebody's posted it. They are going to take Teams out of the Office group. So
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
But so anyway, we'll obviously be talking about this more in the future, because this is a big deal. I mean, all your email is going to change. So that'll be
yeah. But if you already have it, it'll automatically redirect your current to this new address.
Yeah. Yeah. So, a lot of people have Hotmail accounts and live.com accounts.
Yep.
And it's all the same thing.
Right.
So it's just going to change again. And so you got another one that you can have.
Okay. Well, I thought it was good. I thought, well, okay. So Tesla announced last week, we talked about, they announced another price cut this week. But despite almost giving these cars away, used Tesla vehicles crush industry average depreciating despite price cuts. In other words, out of all the used cars on the market, Teslas hold their value the best. So I thought, okay. Interesting story. Bob, did we talk about this before? Google will
yes,
add end-to-end encryption to Google Authenticator. Did you talk about that on Monday? I can't remember.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so that's just brought that one up.
Now, Google Authenticator is an app. Is that correct?
It is.
Yep.
It's an app that you that gives you the codes for your authentication for your two-factor, and Google has one. There are many different ones. Microsoft has one. You have LastPass has their own, and they all work equally on all the two-factor authentication. Google has said this. So basically, I don't know if they all have end-to-end encryption, Bob. I don't know if this is just
they don't.
So this is a good thing.
One of the things you look for to make sure they have end-to-end encryption.
Right. So this is a good idea.
Make Uncle Sam very happy, but that's too bad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. There we go. Now this is really cool. I want you guys to look at this. I saw this morning. This is an OLED touch screen, and they're able to put liquid in it now, and it has the pop-up tactile buttons on there. You see the buttons? So you'll now be able to put a keyboard actually on an OLED screen. Isn't that cool? What do you guys think about that?
Well,
is the screen vertical or horizontal?
I don't think it makes any difference. I suspect this is probably vertical. Vertical.
I wouldn't be able to type well if it's vertical.
I don't know, but I thought that is so cool. That's the new pop-up tactile buttons that'll be coming on.
I don't see any letters on there. If it doesn't
have letters, they haven't put the stickies on yet. but
You're supposed to look at the keyboard when you type.
I don't know. I mean, I think
I have to.
But you might be able. But you could just think about this. If you had a television, right? You know how you're always struggling on the bottom, underneath, or on top to where are the buttons for this stupid television, right? And you could have it just as on the bottom, and there's a little, little things like this that could be on there. I think this is a really interesting.
My arms aren't that long, and I have to get out of my chair.
Well, no, but how many times on a television do you actually ever go to the TV and hit a button? Not very often. But anyway, yeah, I thought it was sort of interesting. Oh, and this was an interesting one. Now we all heard about. We all know about Apple's AirTags. And Tile is a company, and I just bought two, not this particular one, but I bought two tiles for our new key. For my new Toyota, they're $600 for each set of keys. So I thought I put a tracker on them and made my Tile. But Tile just brought out this for your cat. So if you have a pet, I don't know why this would just be for a cat. New Tile cat finder accessory. Why couldn't you use this on a dog? Anyway,
the color isn't big enough.
Maybe, I don't know, but anyway, this is so tracking, so you can use this to track your cat or your animal. And the other one this was an article that came out. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold might be the thinnest fold yet. So, as you all know, Pixel's coming out with their fold phone, and we've got some articles to talk about that. But the Samsung is even getting, if you look, I guess it's not in this one. Maybe it's in a later one, but this is really paper thin. It's really, really thin, and it might be the thinnest fold yet. So I guess it's sort of cool. Do you guys, we've talked about this before. Ray likes his flip, right? And I get the flip idea. I really do. I'm more into flip than fold, but this is getting pretty interesting, and certainly it'll be interesting to see how Pixel does, because they're going to be bringing this out next with their big new foldable Pixel phone. What do you guys think?
It depends what your needs are. Flip for me is convenience, ability to carry so easily. But the fold is for people who need more screen real estate.
You're right.
I'm waiting for trifold. When that comes out, I might be convinced.
Trifold. Well, I guess
it'll make it bigger.
Yeah, I've seen. No, I think they have those already, at least in the planning stage.
Yeah, amazing, eh? Yeah. Now the other thing that was interesting this week is all the companies now are trying to get into healthcare, and mental health is a huge issue right now. And Apple is bringing out a product that's going to use AI, and it's going to work on, it's a health app, and I rather suspect you'll be paying for it, but it's going to help with mental health issues. Now, how this is all going to work, I don't know. And I guess the question was, should we trust Apple with our mental health data? I guess personally, I think Apple's pretty trustworthy. I would think that would be reasonable. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? Have you been watching this? Google, not only is Apple doing this now, but Google's also doing it, particularly with Fitbit and the Fitbit app. There's a new Fitbit health app coming out that also is doing the same sort of thing. I'm not sure whether it's going to be free or paid for, but probably paid for. But
I guess telehealth, don't you? Where you have the same thing going through telehealth. So should you be trusting Zoom with your health information?
I don't know. I mean, this is obviously going to be a big deal, and I guess it's coming up. And this is a big deal with Apple. This is going to be a major cornerstone for them. They're moving into health apps, which is going to be a big deal. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Amazon's doing the same thing, but when you brought this up, as soon as you started talking about this, I started sneezing. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with it or not.
Anyway, just something to think about. But we're going to be talking a lot more about this next year, because this is big stuff that all the companies are doing now.
Yeah, Amazon as well.
Yeah, exactly. So so we're going to be talking, and it's sort of interesting. Have any of you? I don't think anyone here has accessed the Amazon healthcare. If you are, if you're listening and you've accessed the Amazon healthcare system, it should put something in the chat for us. And I'm really like to know someone that's had an experience with it. Anyway, I thought I'd just run that by you.
Amazon also came out with something new to help reduce the cost. is an app similar, but it's on Amazon, similar to Good RX or one of those, which gives you discounts on generic drugs,
Okay.
provided they're prescribed.
Right.
But Amazon also has that service.
Yeah. And the other one, this was a great article. I'm not going to belabor the point. Did Huey, did we talk about this on our Monday show? The question is, how long can a USB cable be? Now, that's very interesting. And I'm not going to go into the details of that, but you can look at this in the article. And I guess the issue depends on what the cable is. Is it bidirectional? Is it passive or active? Is it just receiving data, or is it transmitting data? And all that fact, because a USB cable can be used for many different things, and it depends on what the cable is going to be used for, how long it can be. So you can read the article and find that out. But I thought it was an interesting article to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to read that article. I did not see that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting article.
I'm sure it must have a distinction between USB-C and USB-A.
Yeah, but it also depends, like if you're HDMI, if it's carrying, it depends on what the cable, like if you look at here,
that would only be USB-C for carrying an HDMI signal.
Sure, and it talks about USB 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes down, and then it looks at the different lengths, right, depending on what type it is. And then if you're using it USB to send DisplayPort, HDMI, Thunderbolt, what exactly are you actually sending through the cable, all depends on it. So it's an interesting
one of the big issues with the USB cables is there's so many different types. And I said from the beginning that the only way this will work is if there'd be a law that says you have to properly mark the cable as to what it's capable of doing.
And that is the big issue, isn't it? Because marking these stupid things, right? Because I got a whole box full of cables here.
Exactly.
Like how do you
don't know what they can do?
Well, even on my desk here, I have 3 or 4, and 2 of them don't. If I plug my GoPro in, it won't read the files on my GoPro because they're not bidirectional. It's the wrong cable, right? So it's amazing how many different features there are. All right, and the other one was now, I don't know about you guys, but is this to my bank account? This would be a lot of money. Comcast reportedly has $99.98 billion in debt as it tries to fight cord cutting. And we'll talk a little bit. There's a bunch of articles on cord cutting in here, but I mean,
well, at least they're not $100 billion in debt.
Comcast is also Direct TV. Okay, that's the same company.
Is that not a lot of money to you guys? Like, I mean, maybe am I just sort of?
Depends. If you're in government, it's peanuts.
All right,
they work with trillions, not billions.
All right, but then we come down to here, and it says this article was from Cord Cutters this week. It says the death of cable TV is near as cord cutting surges. So the article is now the article actually states, now how did it go? Only 48% of people still have cable TV, and so the vast majority of people who live in the United States do not have cable TV, and they expect that is falling at a rapid rate. So if I had that much debt and then my customers were fleeing, I think I'd be a little worried, wouldn't you guys?
There's also a bunch of talk that DirecTV and Dish are going to merge because of the Dish industry is
right. Now the other one, Ray, did you put? Is this yours article?
Yes, this is where folks are not happy that General Motors has decided to drop both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto from their new vehicle, starting with the 2024 EV Blazer. They're instead going to replace it with something that's powered by Google as far as an infotainment experience. And many folks enjoy being able to, my granddaughters, as an example, plug in their iPhone or their Android phone into their car, and on the screen then is exactly what they're familiar with. All the icons are there from their phone, and they like that. So the idea that General Motors feels they can discontinue that and replace it with something else, this article says, and I kind of agree with it, I think it's going to come back to hurt them.
So it's interesting. We talked about this about a year and a half or maybe 2 years ago when BMW brought out their new software for their cars. And in fact, you rent, if you want heated seats, right? Then you pay $25 a month per seat to heat, right? And if you want to the air conditioning to run, then you pay an air conditioning monthly payment. And I guess the whole part about a car is there's a lot of data that it consumes and knows where you go, it knows where you shop, and that all can be sold as a profit. And so I think cars are going to be looked at in the future as profit centers rather than just a vehicle. And the concept with GM in this whole issue is the system they're putting in is proprietary, and it will be obviously there will be charges, costs, and capturing of data, and you won't have an option because of the technology has to be upgraded, and it all has to be done through like computers are upgraded as well. So I don't know, Ray, you're right. I mean, this is very bizarre, and but the times are changing for automobiles, as of course we've been talking about, eh?
Yeah, and GM's doing something else too. The Chevy, what was it? Chevy Bolt, is it, or Volt?
It's discontinued.
Yeah. Well, they discontinued it, brought it back, and now just discontinuing it again.
Yeah, we'll talk about. There's another article, but Ray, this is maybe the future. I know it's an unpopular decision, but is this really what everyone's going to do in the future of cars? Is GM just the first one? Is GM just the first one to do it, eh?
That's the $64 question. I think if other big manufacturers resist, and I believe Ford at this point has not gone along with this concept, that then buyers will look and want to get the vehicle, regardless of brand, that meets the criteria of not sharing their information.
Vinyl records, vinyl buyers. What's this about?
Well, this was a really interesting article for me to read. Basically, it says 50% of people who buy vinyl records don't own a turntable. And you might say, well, my God, why would they do that?
Like, I don't understand that.
Well, I do. And because all of us grew up in a time when we were collectors of music.
Right.
Today, if you stream music all the time, you're not really collecting it. You're just listening to it. But we come from the day when we actually owned an LP, we owned a 45, a CD, etc. So what these people are doing is they're buying it for the memorabilia. The collected gene is still alive and well. They want to be able to hold in their hand the record. And the article points out that one person has bought so many albums and LPs, and what do they do with them? They put them as album art in their record room and have them all along the walls as decorations. So I've said it before, buying vinyl, while it's increasing and has surpassed CD sales, is still really trendy. It's something that's special. You go to somebody's home and they can show off their collection where you really can't show off your Spotify.
There you go. Well, that's a good one. That's interesting. Very interesting, Ray. Huey, just before we get to the next article, is there anybody else has put any comments in there?
Let's see.
Gerald said, what do you think about Google's coming Android tablet? I'll wait and see. I'm not into tablets. Like, I don't know where they fit. Foldable flipped Chromebooks are fine, but I'm just tablets. I mean, iPads, I've sort of got the market cornered. I'm not sure. I don't know. And Samsung, of course, has their tablets out. They're always at Costco. They have them there all the time. So I don't know how successful it's going to be. I don't know that. Anyone got a comment on that?
No,
I don't know
it's something Google's going to try and see if they can make it. It is not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a Chrome OS. It's not going to be a Chromebook tablet. It's going to be an Android tablet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. Good question, Gerald. Michael says, I suspect there will be a hot market for rooting car computers to bypass rooting. Well, yeah, I guess so. Jolin, I do enjoy my Samsung Tab S6. Richard says, back in the 50s, I had a 45 record player in my car. Oh, you should have had a picture of that. That would have been classic. It was upside down in my car under the dash. Never skipped on a record when driving. I would hold like 10 records at a time. Can you believe that's incredible? Yeah. Jolin says, I would love a non-Samsung Android tablet. Well, there you go. One is coming. One is coming. George says, tablets, cheap Android teaching devices.
Yep.
Yeah, they're falling apart.
Yeah. I just now who did I put
this is mine.
In? Oh, okay.
All right. So I always recommend, and Ron, you've mentioned this many times, and it's a good point, that people should continue to check and see what's available with respect to internet service providers, speeds they offer, the price they offer, etc. So Ookla is one of the best speed. That's what we all use for our speedtest.net. And they come out once a year with a report and rating of the 3 wireless carriers and where they stand. So once again, for the first quarter of 2023, T-Mobile is on the top. Now the levels are not spectacular, 165 download, 13 upload. But actually, considering DSL and some cable services like mine, they are slightly better. But the drawback for T-Mobile is you have to have line of sight between your home and the cell tower. And so they give you the ability to check availability where you live. So I typed in my address on the T-Mobile website yesterday, and it came back and it said 5G home internet is available at your address, but spots are limited. And at first I wasn't sure what that meant. And then I realized, I think they mean the locations in my home where the modem can be located are limited. So that's just the one thing. T-Mobile is on top, but you have to be cognizant of whether or not it'll work in your home.
But that'd be pretty cool for you because you live in quite a rural area, don't you?
Yes. Although, I have Optimum, which is Suddenlink, and I get 100 megabytes down, but only 8 up.
Right.
And the T-Mobile feature is not that much better.
Okay.
And speed isn't always everything. It's availability. What good is having T-Mobile if there's no service? For instance, where I am, I have T-Mobile, but T-Mobile had to send me something that hooked into my internet access in order for me to have cell phone service. So, speed doesn't always mean anything or everything.
Ray, I think this is yours as well.
Yep, my last one. If you're like me, when watching an action movie, there's almost always a stark difference between the people talking and things blowing up. And I find myself, I'm back and forth trying to adjust the volume and raise it or lower it. Amazon Prime Video may have the answer now. They're coming out with a new feature called Dialogue Boost. And it lets you increase the volume of the dialogue, people talking back and forth, relative to the background music or other kinds of effects. So it's supposed to be a more comfortable experience. Amazon wrote in a blog post detailing the new feature, and it's begun to roll out for select English language Amazon originals. So I welcome this and look forward to when it's available. I am an Amazon Prime Video user, and I would love to try this out as soon as it's available.
Excellent. Yep, good one. Now, Huey.
Yes. This is an article about different ways to block a call on a Samsung Galaxy phone. And it just tells you all different kinds of ways in which you can block a call. Sometimes I have a problem I get a call from somebody, and it's one I really want to block because it's not one that's changing all the time, but I get from them, and this will explain exactly how I can go in and block them.
Excellent. Yes, that's always a helpful thing. Now this looks pretty slick. This looks pretty cool. What's this? Oh, this is this. Yeah, this is the new Asus. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a kill switch for the camera and the microphone where you can make sure that they don't turn on in any way.
Ah, but that's a sexy looking machine. I like that red, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's good. Okay. And
another reason I posted that was I also posted it in our Chromebook Facebook page, which we have. So if you're a Chromebook user, not only should you join us at an hour from now,
right,
but also check out the Facebook page that we have with articles about Chromebooks.
Yep, for sure. Thanks, Jerry. Did this? Is this? I don't think this came through. Tasmanian. Did you post that then, Hugh? Or is that?
Yeah, I guess I did. Tasmanian is the Tesla X, all of the things involved with that, the Starlink and so on. It's their feed, and there's a lot of interesting things. I don't remember what this was about.
Okay.
So I guess it wasn't important. Yeah.
They could click the link in. But I posted this one. Tesla battery capacity degradation averages 12% after 200,000 miles.
That's not very much.
No, that's very
incredible. Good. Yeah.
200,000. That's why the used Teslas are so valuable, right? I thought that was interesting. Now this is one that we can talk about. Report finds Chromebook e-waste to be a serious problem.
Yes, I read that article as well.
Yeah, so I guess I have mixed feelings about this because the article, of course, was about the expiry date on Chromebooks, and this is a big issue. The life cycle of a Chromebook is about seven years, but I guess depending how the school districts buy them, and they're usually leased, and so they rotate them out. And and there's lots of these units, and I guess they're just sending into landfill when their expiry date is about to expire, and a lot of them are still working.
Well, no, I think the article, at least one I read about this type of an issue, is that the schools bought them relatively cheap.
Right.
And they bought a lot of them, and all the students had them. Well, students, first and second and third grade kids don't handle a computer the same as you and I would. They do it the way we used to hold the books. You drop them, you do this, you do that. And there's issues with them. And the schools are finding that, they paid $200 for these computers, but it's $100 to fix one. And so it gets to a point, if it's 2 or 3 years old, they got to put $100 into a machine that they only paid $200 to begin with. It's not worth it. So it goes to the landfill. And that's where the problem is.
The other article, when this just came out 2 days ago, which was crazy because the EV Bolt and the two models, the smaller and the larger one. And I just met a lady in the Costco parking lot last week who just bought this new. We parked in the no ding zone. I had my new Toyota. She had a new Bolt, and she just bought this, and she was so proud of it. It was a 2023, and it's a pretty snazzy looking car, and she really liked it. But imagine it's going to be gone, eh? They're going to be discontinued. Their Equinox, the Equinox that they have, the Chevy Equinox, is the one they're going to be electrifying, and they say that it will come in at about the same price as the Bolt. They also said part of the reason they're discontinuing it is, again, the battery technology is really old compared to the new technology that'll be in the Equinox. This was an article I posted.
You better hurry up.
Yep, we got one more here, and that this will be our last article. How can you get this is just an article on Samsung's refurbished phone sites, which sort of ties into what we had said originally. You know, you can certainly buy phones, and this is an article that will tell you where to get them. Yes, we'll stop sharing now. Have we got any before we wind up here? We only got 1 minute left. Where did the time go, you guys? We're just having fun. Richard says, I get 500 down and 23 up on my T-Mobile. Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, Metro by T-Mobile.
Metro by, okay. Richard, I also have their W6 router. I have used this on my phone and blocked several times, and it works great. John says, thanks, guys. Good show. We'll see you on Zoom in a bit. Yes, we'll be doing our Zoom meeting for our learning Chromebooks. Thanks a lot. I want to thank you, everyone. Thank you, Huey, Bob, Ray. Thanks for coming today. We, of course, will see you all soon. We'll see you next Monday for sure. And we'll see everyone here. Maybe you'll come back and listen to us again if we did a good job. So thanks for everyone for coming, and have a great week. Bye now.
Bye everybody.